Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Spirited Women, where we put the spotlight on women who are trailblazers in their industry. Today, I'm honored to sit beside Teisha DuQuesnay. She is the Managing Director of Supreme Audio and Electronics. Hello, Teisha.
Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome. So, as the Managing Director of Supreme Audio and Electronics, tell me your responsibility day by day.
So I am responsible for the day-to-day operations of the company. My team, HR issues, accounts, production, fabrication, and manage it all, yes.
She does it all. And tell me about the services that you offer.
All right, so we're in the business of sales and installation of electronic equipment and accessories, and this is for both fixed and mobile applications. So for fixed applications, we provide AV and PA, that's audiovisual equipment and public address systems, anywhere you need it. It could be an office, a factory, a lecture theatre, a school, a hotel, a restaurant. Anywhere you need audiovisual and public address systems, we supply, we install, and we also do rentals as well. As it relates to mobile applications, we supply and install electronic equipment and accessories for automotive purposes. So that could look like car audio, car alarm, reverse cam, dash cam, so on.
You know, I've been looking for a tracker and an alarm system for my car, and I've been looking for some things. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah. Where your place?
We'll talk about that after. But I've seen these J-Ray Nephew mobile buses on the road.
Correct.
And they bring them to parties. Tell me about that relationship, because I'm sure you're the one outfitting the audio, because it does sound good.
That's correct. So we design and build mobile solutions for companies. Now, this could look like a mobile office, a mobile kitchen, or a mobile promotional vehicle. Really what it is any solution the client needs to take their business on the road. This could be for promotional purposes or for operational purposes, or a combination of both. The design is really geared toward what the needs of the clients is.
So how long have you been working with J-Ray and Nephew?
So we have been working with J-Ray and Nephew since for about over 10 years, a little bit over 10 years. We started out doing for fabricating their mobile solutions for them. And we kind of, expanded into providing audiovisual equipment, for example, for their Atherton location. I'm not sure if you've ever had an opportunity to do the room tour.
Yes.
So we're responsible for the AE system, the audiovisual equipment.
So when you take a trip to Appleton Estate and you're enjoying the sounds and the scenery and the audiovisual experience, courtesy of our very own
audio.
Yes, Supreme Audio. So let me ask you about managing as a woman. I know you're a wife, you have children, and you have to manage other people. Yeah. Is there really a thing called balance when you are leading as a woman in this industry? Or is it that you have to juggle, one ball is up, one is down? Tell me about your work-life balance, if there's such a thing.
I think there is. I mean, it's important because how you take care of yourself reflects to how you deal with people. So for example, for me, I have a strict calendar. It's not in the calendar, it doesn't get done. And I think a tactical approach in organizing yourself is very important. Learn how to delegate, learn how to do your calendar correctly, how to prioritize what is in your calendar, ensuring that the things that are the most important gets done first.
So what has been your favorite audiovisual project to date?
Well, definitely the mobile promotional vehicles that we've designed for J-Ray and Nephew. I think it is a perfect representation of the brand and the street vibes that the brand represents. So for example, if you were to look at a unit, just looking at the interior itself, the upholstery, the colors of the upholstery is definitely the colors of J-Ray and Nephew. So even if you don't see the labeling on the brand on the outside, looking inside the unit, you know it's a J-Ray and Nephew zone you're looking at. The units, it starts by meeting with the brand team lead, finding out what it is that they're looking for, what they're trying to accomplish with this particular unit. Do you need visual? Do you want screens? Do you just want audio? What size audience are you planning to play for? Do you want it to be able to, move while it's playing? Do you want it to be able to cover an area as big as a football field? Mm-hmm. So the first stage is sitting down with the clients and ensuring that we are able to design the unit specifically for their needs. Mm-hmm. When that is done, the second stage is to design on color concept. What does the brand look like? Is it a new product that they're coming out with? We need to see what colors are they working with, what this new, product looks like, because all of that is incorporated in the design and the interior of the unit.
Very exciting. So tell me, how did you get into this business? I'm always fascinated why we choose certain fields and certain careers. Like growing up, did you ever think you would be managing director of an audiovisual company?
I studied business management in university. So
well, you're definitely doing that. As a managing director, she's managing the business. So there we go.
I didn't anticipate managing a fabrication company that deals with audiovisual equipment and stuff like that, because when you operate in that space, it's not enough to just know the administrative aspect of the business. Mm-hmm. You also have to know the technical aspect of the business, what the business is about, what is your target market, what are your customers like. Mm-hmm. So
here you are. But you work with your husband as well. So,
correct.
Correct. I want to look at that balance. I always wonder, how do people work with their husband and have to go home and still have a relationship?
Yes.
Don't you get tired of him?
Oh my gosh, it's I've been doing it for so long that you kind of find your balance. Mm-hmm. Funny enough, we can be all working all day and I don't see him. So, it's not like we're in each other's space. He's in the production area, I'm in the office, so we're not necessarily in each other's space.
So he's the hands-on part.
Right, he's the technical director. Yes, he's the technical director.
So the TD and the MD. All right, and you also have a daughter.
Yes, correct.
Right,
yes,
and she's grown now.
Oh yeah.
Does she want to be a part of the business?
Yes, she's mainly in the consultative aspect of it. When it comes to design, she's an engineer.
Right.
She's a civil engineer, so some of our projects require, especially for fixed application, those require some amount of schematics, drawings, things like that, and that's where she comes into play.
So it's really a family business.
Yes, it
is, right? So what's the hardest thing that you've had to experience, or the most challenging experience in this field to date? And how did you overcome it?
Okay, so our company is somewhat diverse. Mm-hmm. For example, there's a retail business where you sell electronic equipment and accessories for, as I mentioned before, mobile and fixed application. But there's also the technical aspect of it, where you work with a lot of tradesmen, technicians, automotive electricians, carpenters, metal fabricators, engineers. So working with trade people, technical people, comes with its own set of challenges, especially when you are not necessarily from that background. So I found that, as I mentioned before, it's not enough to just know how to manage and operate a business. You have to know the technical part of it. And I was fortunately enough to be mentored by my husband, who's been in the business for 30 odd years. And he started in 1999. I joined around 2010. And after, joining the business, learning about how we do things on a daily basis, we realized that it wasn't enough. So he started ensuring that I'm at every trade show with him. He signs me up for these training seminars. And, he's taught me a lot. I get to ask as many questions as I like. And, maybe I had the advantage of him being my husband to take the time to explain to me, the different kind of amplifiers, how they work, what are the different applications, what you look for, So I
So
had
it's
that
continuous learning.
continuous learning.
And I think what you're saying is that when you're in an industry and a field, you have to know every part of it to be able to succeed,
Yes.
and do well. But what are your leadership qualities? What guides you?
I think my style is more of a coaching style, where I prefer a more collaborative approach. And it's important because we operate in a creative industry, and you need feedback and you need participation from everybody. Something simple as a bill, you have to get the group together because you're creating solutions for clients. And oftentimes we do things that's never been done before. We're using hydraulics. It's not like back in the day where all you do is take 4 pieces of board and screw it together and you put a speaker in it. There's a lot of technical work behind it. So collaboration is very important in our field. So I've had to, you learn traditionally in school, your traditional way of managing and leading.
Nothing is
people,
like on the job.
Exactly.
On the job learning. There's nothing like it.
But you have to cater your style to the people who you're managing and the people who you're leading. And for our industry, a more collaborative approach is important. Getting the input of the carpenter, getting the input of the metal fabricator, who needs to ensure that the infrastructure is in place to support all those fancy things that you're putting in there. I mean, the technicians, to make sure that they have the space they need, so the cabling and whatever it is that they're doing, operate the way it needs to. So a collaborative approach is very important in this area, and that's my style, a coaching style, where we're taking, inputs from everybody, sitting down with the team, finding out, how they think about things, what are their opinions and what it is that we need to do, and just make sure we guide all those opinions to a common goal. So that's it.
That's my style. So you said your husband started the business and then you came in and kind of took over. Yeah? So tell me about that transition. How was the process of you coming in now and taking the lead?
All right. So I wouldn't say take over, because we work together. We manage 2 different aspects of the business. Now, what would have prompted to me joining the company is that we went through a phase of growth. When you go through a period of rapid growth, you need the structures and the policies and procedures in place to ensure that you are being able to sustain it and you don't lose clients because things are falling through the crack. And, women are naturally better at these things.
Could you say that again? This is a spirited woman moment. Can you say that again?
We just have a natural knack for being organized and structured and stuff like that. So
I have a personal question.
Sure.
Okay. So we're running a business. Who runs the management of the home? Honestly.
I do.
Enough said. So you came in and you've had rapid growth. The business is doing well. What are you looking forward to in the future for the business, your employees, and maybe other women who want to enter this industry?
I think one of the things we're looking forward to is maybe establishing our own brand. Most of what we use are imported. Most of what the designs and stuff that we come up with are, mainly geared towards our local industry, what our clients on the streets is looking for. It would be nice. I mean, sometimes when I go to these trade shows and I see all these, everybody's into robotics now, and you're seeing all these new technology. I mean, of course, we need those to, facilitate innovation in our business, which is what we do. But it would be nice to see more of, we get into more. We do hydraulics, but getting into more robotics. That's a big thing now. I would love to see that used more in our industry. What I'm also looking forward to is, maybe just manufacturing or own product lines.
I think across all
something-
industries in Jamaica, that definitely is a vision that we need to look to, because we're importing a lot more than we're exporting.
Absolutely.
And what we're making. So that's
It would be
definitely
nice to see some local products in the audiovisual space and being manufactured here.
Let me ask you, we're looking at artificial intelligence and where it's going now. Have you been able to incorporate that in some of your solutions at your company? Or we're not there yet?
No, we're not really there yet. We have incorporated a lot of hydraulics and, of course, the latest LED screens and stuff like that in our field, but no robotics. Some persons might look at hydraulics, maybe think that is robotics, but it really isn't.
Hydraulics.
It really is. You're pressing a button and things are moving. But it really is hydraulics that's doing that. Robotics now is something that is way more technical, where things are moving independently of you or me manipulating it in some way, shape, or form. So,
but the industry looks good.
Oh yes, absolutely,
and it's lucrative. It's a lucrative business.
Absolutely, yes.
Excellent, excellent. Well, there you have it, another Spirited Woman series. Teisha DuQuesnay, our Managing Director at Supreme Audio and Electronics. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All righty. Until next time, I'm Empress Golding, and stay spirited.